And for the next lesson, lesson 2, we're going to have vocabulary about information. How can we get information from different sources? Please look at the pictures. Good. Can you tell me what is in the picture A? What is in picture A?
Earth.
The earth. B?
The earth.
And in letter B, what is that? It's a vegetable. An onion.
Onion.
Letter C,
A city.
which city is that?
There is snow.
It's snowy. In letter E, what do you see?
Surf.
Yeah, someone is surfing. It's the sea, and that is a wave.
A wave.
A tidal wave, it's a high wave. This is a high tidal wave, correct? And letter F,
Sumo.
a sumo fighter, a wrestler, un luchador, wrestler. And in letter D,
Rainbow.
a rainbow. Okay. Now, you are going to read these questions, and I'm going to set a timer, a 2-minute timer for you to try to answer all these questions. While you try to answer, record a voice note and send it, okay? You have only 2 minutes. So let's understand the questions. Let's read together and understand the questions, okay? Luis Diego, could you please read number 1A?
Match photos AF to the question below.
Okay. Number 1, what is question number 1?
1. Is it possible to surf a tidal wave?
That is letter
E. Letter E.
Okay. Do you understand the question? Is the question clear?
Either.
Tidal wave. Look at the picture. You have a wave, a normal wave, but this is a tidal wave. It's big, okay? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, continue, Luis.
Why is snow cold?
Do you understand the question? Is the question clear?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Please, Jose, perdón, Ángel. Yes. Ángel, number 3.
Sí. Déjame un tantito. Number 3. Is there an easy way to prove her is wrong?
Okay, repeat easy. This combination is EA, it's E, easy.
Easy.
The combination EA sounds like E. For example, neat, okay, or easy. Easy. To prove earth, you start with E. Earth is, and this combination OU sounds like owl. Round
Wrong.
or out. Get out. That is out, round. Can you repeat number 3, Angel?
Yes. Number 3. Is there an easy way to prove her Earth is round?
Is the question clear? Do you understand the question?
Okay.
Is the question clear?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Number 4, continue, Angel, please.
Why do onions make you cry?
Okay. That is picture letter B, right? Is the question clear for you?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Please, Fatima, read number 5 and 6. Thank you, Angel.
Is a rainbow hot or cold?
Hot or cold?
Hot or cold?
Cold, cold.
Cold.
Okay, that is letter picture.
Yeah.
Picture D. Is the question clear for you? Do you understand the question? Is a rainbow hot or cold? Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. And number 6, Fatima?
We are sumo western sufat.
When you have WR, don't pronounce W. When you have this WR, the W is silent. Okay? For example, you say right, wrong, wrestlers, wrestlers. Okay? But the W is silent. Can you repeat?
Restless.
Wrestlers. Right, wrong, wrestlers.
Okay.
Okay, so is the question clear? Do you understand? Why are sumo wrestlers, the fighter, wrestlers, so fat? Rest is luchar. Wrestler, luchador. Okay, yes? Now, you need to try to answer these questions. Think about any way to explain these questions. And you have 2 minutes. Read your questions and you are going to tell me. Number 1, yes, it is possible because you can use a surfboard and you're gonna do it. Number 2, well, it's cold because of the temperature of water. I don't know, try to explain, try to give an explanation, and let's see who can answer these 6 questions, okay? Are you ready? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, you need to tell me the explanation from 1 to 6. So think about it and just speak. This is a speaking activity. Try to say something in 2 minutes. Van a grabar esos 2 minutos en el grupo. On the WhatsApp group, you're going to send a voice note, okay? Right? Yes. ¿Qué van a hacer? Giselle, can you explain it?
Vamos a contestar las preguntas y a grabarnos y mandarlo a WhatsApp.
You have 2 minutes. Ready?
En 2 minutos del audio.
2 minutos del audio. Yo les voy a poner aquí el cronómetro. Y vamos a empezar justo ahora, ¿ok? That is 2 minutes. 1, can you see the timer?
Tenemos que decir solamente 1 y la respuesta, 2 la
Number
respuesta.
1 and your answer. 2,
Okay.
your answer. ¿Y si ven el cronómetro? Yes. Okay.
¿Nos puede hacer un poquito a la derecha?
Sure.
Bueno, a su izquierda.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Traduje tidal wave.
5, please. Is a rainbow hot or cold?
For teacher,
Okay, Vivian.
why do onions make you cry?
Why?
When we cut an onion, it's released a substance called lacrimatory factor science. When a very small amount goes in your eye, it irritates the eye. When then produce tears, we cry to wash the substance away.
Okay. And pronunciation, releases. Releases. Yes, thank you. Why, now, number 5. Is a rainbow hot or cold? Who can read the answer?
Yo, lady.
Okay, Vienna.
Neither hot nor cold. A rainbow is a optical phenomenon caused by the refraction and reflection of sunlight by water. It is the same temperature as they are around it.
Yeah, so it is not about temperature, it is just the reflection of light. Thank you. And number 6, can you continue? Yes,
Ramon?
Ramon?
Yes,
Why are
because,
sumo wrestlers so fat?
because the heavier you are, the more difficult it is to push you out of the ring, which is
Okay,
how you win a sumo wrestling match.
thank you. Now, were your answers similar to this? Were you correct?
No,
No,
yo
No.
solo tiene a una.
Well, at least one.
Yes.
One, the snow. Why is the snow cold? We talk about temperature. Okay. Now, we're going to learn how to ask for more information. If we go here to the set of vocabulary, we have some pairs of verbs that can help us to understand more information. Please, someone can read.
Yo,
Hania.
Giselle.
Giselle, can you read the instruction?
To match the pairs of verbs in the box with situation. 1-5. Question, wonder, respond, reply,
Replay.
replay, incur, look into,
Mhm.
discuss, debate, research, investigate, urge,
Argue.
argue, quarrel,
Quarrel. Mhm.
quarrel,
Mhm. Now, if
eh,
you say investigate, observe the ending. A-T-E.
investigate,
Pronunciation is 8. And this word will be
divide,
mm,
divine,
investigate, the
divine,
Eight.
debate,
8. Investigate, 8.
investigate,
Debate.
debate.
And this is a reply. Reply. Yes, I think it's reply. Okay. And now you're going to tell me which verbs correspond to each case. Giselle, can you read the example, number 1?
Number 1. Someone tells you something, you are not sure you agree. Question, wonder.
Yes, when you think about something and you are not sure, okay? That could be question or wonder, all right? Now let's read number 2.
Right?
Yes.
Someone writes you a letter.
Which verbs can you use? When someone writes you a letter?
Respond reply.
Yes, respond or reply.
Reply.
Respond, reply, respond,
Reply.
reply. And number 3?
3. There is an interesting topic in class. Discuss,
Okay,
debate.
discuss or debate. Thank you. Any other person who would like to read? Rocio, can you help me?
You
Help.
disagree. Jen.
Yes, Rocio.
You disagree with someone and talk angrily with them.
What are those verbs? We say argue. Please take notes about the pronunciation. When we check pronunciation, yesterday, for example, we took 15 minutes checking the pronunciation of all the vocabulary, and then for the next reading, you forgot. Because you need to take notes, please. And we have argue or quarrel. Very good. Argue or quarrel. Okay, continue, Rocio. Number 5.
You are writing a thesis for your master's degree.
What is that verb?
Research and investigate.
Yes, we pronounce research.
Research.
Research or investigate. Then number 6, Rocio.
You need to find some information, e.g. about movie times or to reserve a table.
Okay, when you need to find that information, what are the verbs that you do? What is the action?
Inquire.
Inquire
Look into.
or look into. Okay, so these are the new verbs that you need to learn. You can use these verbs to describe your actions according to the way that you look for information. You can inquire, you can research, you can discuss or debate, respond or replay. This is the pronunciation. Replay. 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 Reply. And do you have any questions about these verbs? Argue or quarrel. Do you remember argument and discussion? You remember the difference? Argument is when you fight with this person. You are mad, you are angry. So that is to argue. When you disagree with someone and talk angrily. But when it is a good situation, you are in class, you are debating or discussing, correct? To discuss, not to argue. To argue is when you are mad. Did you take notes? Yes? Can we continue now? Not yet. Okay, there you go. Now, let's continue, please. You are going to use all of these verbs in context. Let's use these verbs in context and then practice them. It says, underline the correct alternative to complete the sentence using the correct verb. These are verbs, but they can also be nouns. When they are nouns, they become subject or object. De verbo, una acción, pasan a ser también el objeto o el sujeto. Okay? So if we say number 1, please, Hania, can you read number 1?
Sí. The police officer continued his
Investigation, wonder, or inquire?
Investigation of the robbery.
Robbery. So we had the verb investigate, and the noun is correct? Continue with number 2, please, Hania.
Didn't you get my email? You didn't reply?
Yes, reply. You didn't reply. Good, thanks. Number 3, please. Luis Diego, no, Luis Diego ya participó. Please, Andrea, number 3.
We had a very interesting discourse about the death penalty.
Remember that we need verb or noun. Discuss is discutir. But we need a noun. Debate. We had a very interesting debate. Si quisiéramos decir con este verbo, el sustantivo sería una interesante discusión. Entonces se convierte a discussion. We had a very interesting discussion. Necesitamos un sustantivo, noun. And this is a verb, discuss. Okay. Continue, please, Andrea, number 4.
I've nearly finished my research.
Research, yes. That is a noun on nuclear particles. Continue, number 5, please.
Particles. When I hear about these social problems, I have to
the education system.
Question?
I have to question.
What is inquire?
Inquire. It's like question. When you question, you inquire. But when you inquire, you look for information. For example, when you ask, sorry, do you have pizzas? Yes. What's the price? And what time do you open? What time are you closed? Do you have any delivery service? Ahí estás inquiring, preguntando por información.
Okay.
And question is cuestionar. Cuestionar al sistema educativo. Do you see the difference? Yes. Aquí no estás cuestionando al pizzero, ¿verdad? Solo le estás preguntando. And in this case, this is I have to question the education system. Tengo que dudar de él y ponerlo en cuestión. Eso es question. Inquire is to ask questions to get information. Aquí sí precisamos información específica. Y llamamos y pedimos información específica. Inquire. Y question es cuestionar. Cuestionar es buscar otra razón. No hay información específica, sino hay opiniones o hay variables. ¿Sí? ¿Quedó mejor? ¿Quedó más claro? Yes. Okay. Number 6 and 7, please, Francisco.
You want a job here? No problem. My cousin is the boss. He'll look into it for you.
I look into it for you. Sí, voy a buscar sobre eso. Yes, voy a averiguar. I look into it for you. Number 7, please, Francisco.
It was a slightly fun. No, they are friends again.
You need a noun. Necesitamos aquí un sustantivo. ¿Cuáles son verbos? Respond, quarrel, and argue. Tenemos 2 verbos y un sustantivo. El verbo sería
Teacher, what is the meaning of silly?
Silly, tonto, o sin importancia.
Thank you, teacher.
Respond.
Respond, it's a verb to respond. ¿Y qué otro es un verbo?
Arch.
Quarrel.
No, arch.
Quarrel también es un verbo. Quarrel. Y el último, la pronunciación es argue. Argue.
Argue.
Take notes, please. Argue. Argue. We pronounce argue. Argue. Yes. Okay. So 3 function as verbs: to respond, to quarrel, and to argue. ¿Cuáles pueden funcionar como sustantivos? Para respond, el sustantivo sería reply, ¿ok? Una respuesta. O response, una respuesta. Entonces, este no se puede. Para quarrel, podemos usar sustantivo, porque esa fue una, necesitamos sustantivo. Quarrel, una pelea y pelear, suenan igual. Y argue es un verbo, to argue. Pero para el sustantivo, ¿cómo se llama? Así como discuss y discussion, argue.
Argument.
Argument. Entonces, aquí, ¿cuál sería el único que funciona como sustantivo?
Argument.
Pero no tenemos argument, dice argue.
Quarrel.
Quarrel, very good. Quarrel sería, fue una pelea tonta, ¿ok? It was a silly quarrel. Now they are friends again. ¿Ok? ¿Vamos bien? More or less? Do you need more practice with this vocabulary, with these verbs? Yes? Okay. Now we're going to practice. I prepared a game for you. This is the game. About these verbs. You have verb and definition. Verb and definition. Okay? And you're going to play. You are going to read the definition and choose the correct verb, please. Okay, we have 6 participants, 7, 8. Have you used this tool, Mentimeter? You can create your interactive presentations. It's for free and it's really fun. It's nice to see how you can ask questions and you can make word clouds and surveys really easily. Now, let's start with the first question. This is the first tricky question. Miguel, could you please read the question?
How many hairs are there the human head?
We're talking about hair on the human head. How many hairs do you think are there? $100,000, $600,000. Or 20,000. Okay. And the correct answer is A, 100,000. Correct? So good. Next. $13. 14. We're waiting for 2 more. Ready? 15. Okay, let's start. Why are windows in ships always round? You need to write your question. Why are windows in ships always round?
What is ships?
Barcos, ships. Do you see? Ah, I forgot a picture. But on the ships, there are always round windows. Las ventanas, ¿cómo son? ¿Por qué? Why?
Se me trabó mi celular y no sé qué pasó.
I'm sorry. Why a number? The correct answer, the correct explanation is that with round windows, the distribution of the pressure is better that way. To be able to see, because it is more correctly to make them small, or because you can see the sea. Sorry, no one was right. Okay, this is because of the pressure. You know that on the ships, water will crash on the glass. That's why we use round windows. Oh, 0 from your answers. Why did Beatles break up? The band. Do you know why did the Beatles break up? Discussion. Remember that there is argument and discussion. Okay. Because John died, Lennon died, one member became independent, or Yoko Ono. Well, we're going to listen to these answers and check who was correct, okay? I'm going to save all these answers to check and see who was correct. Now, please listen to the answers to this. You're going to listen and complete your questions that is on your book. If you go to your book on page 50 something. Page 60. On page 60, you are going to complete your notes and listen to the story and the answers to these questions.
Unit 5, recording S5.2. Why are the windows round on ships?
Round windows are stronger, aren't they?
Are they? I have no idea. That's right. According to the book, they're less likely to break. Ah!
There you go.
What about this second one? How many hairs are there on the human head? A million?
No, it's not that many. Is it?
It depends whose head, doesn't it? On my dad's, there are about 3. The answer is about 10,000.
Oh, really?
I think that's a bit of a stupid question because it depends, doesn't it?
Well, it was a 4-year-old who asked the question.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Next question. What happens when your plane flies over a volcano?
Nothing happens, does it? Well, it depends on whether the volcano is erupting or whether it's active.
Yeah. Well, according to the book, Jameson asked a pilot, and the pilot said that, as he was flying over the volcano, his engines shut down, stopped working completely. Scary. Did he get hot? It doesn't say. But he obviously survived. So there you go. Anyway, what about this one? Why did the Beatles break up? Don't know. They got old, didn't they?
No, John Lennon went off with Yoko Ono, didn't he?
Well, Jameson wrote to Yoko Ono, and she replied, because they all grew up, want to do things their own way, and they did. Oh, that's interesting.
I'm amazed she replied.
Me too. Okay, last one. After watching a violent video game, the little boy asked, why is there war? Great question.
That's a really good question.
Because men like fighting?
Political reasons. One country wants the land or the oil or the gold.
Well, Jameson asked lots of experts. Most of them didn't or couldn't answer. Then he asked an American Army colonel, who said there are 4 big reasons: different ideologies, a sense of honor, economic reasons, and fear. Good question.
Okay, so we listened to the different answers to these questions, but what I want you to pay attention to are the last questions that we need to complete. Could you complete the last questions?
Hi, Vivian.
Yes, could you complete them?
Brown windows are stronger, aren't they?
Aren't they? Okay, and the rest of you, could you complete it or do you want to listen again?
Yes.
Yes?
Listen
Can you
again.
complete it? Listen again. Again? Again. Okay, so we're going to listen again and try to complete all these final questions, please.
Tips.
Round windows are stronger, aren't they?
Are they? I have no idea. That's right. According to the book, they're less likely to break.
There you go.
What about this second one? How many hairs are there on the human head?
A million?
No, it's not that many. Is it?
It depends whose head, doesn't it? On my dad's, there are about 3.
The answer is about 10,000.
Oh, really?
I think that's a bit of a stupid question because it depends, doesn't it?
Well, it was a 4-year-old who asked the question.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Next question. What happens when your plane flies over a volcano?
Nothing happens, does it? Well, it depends on whether the volcano is erupting or whether it's active.
Yeah.
Well, according to the book, Jameson asked a pilot, and the pilot said that, as he was flying over the volcano, his engines shut down, stopped working completely.
Scary. Did he get hot?
It doesn't say, but he obviously survived. So there you go. Anyway, what about this one? Why did the Beatles break up?
Don't know. They got old, didn't they?
No, John Lennon went off with Yoko Ono, didn't he?
Well, Jameson wrote to Yoko Ono, and she replied, because they all grew up, wanted to do...
Okay, with that part of the listening, we could complete all these questions. So now let's check your answers. Number 2, who has number 2, please?
Is
it? Number 3?
Doesn't it?
Does it? It depends, doesn't it? And nothing happens.
Does it?
Does it?
Doesn't.
Does it?
Does.
Number 5, they got out.
Didn't they?
Didn't they? And finally,
Didn't he?
Didn't
he?
Did.
didn't he? Okay, let's observe. You have round windows are stronger. This is affirmative or negative? Round windows are stronger. This is affirmative. But when you have affirmative, look at the second question. Affirmative or negative?
Negative.
It is negative, okay? Let's check number 2. No, it's not. Affirmative or negative?
Negative.
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 So the question is going to be affirmative.
Affirmative.
What if it is, all of this is present? What if you go to simple past? They got. This is simple past. Affirmative or negative? They got
Affirmative.
all. Affirmative. So the question is going to use simple past, negative. Now, do you see here any verb? Are, is, does, didn't. All of these are auxiliary verbs. You only use questions with auxiliaries. That's what you are going to learn today. Did you take notes? Yes? Okay. So that's what we are going to learn today. Today we're using question tags to confirm information. That is the topic. Who could read question tags, please? Any volunteers?
Yeah, Rocio.
Okay, Rocio.
A question tag is a small question at the end of the statement. Question tags are used when asking for agreement or confirmation.
Confirmation. When you have a positive statement, you are going to add a negative question tag. For example, please, Rocio.
You are a student, aren't you?
Aren't you? This is to confirm the information that you have. You know the answer, but you're not sure, so you ask a question tag for a confirmation. If the statement is negative, the question is going to be positive. For example, Rocio?
Mary isn't a teacher, is she?
Is she? Okay. If we wait for the answer to confirm, we're going to use the question with a positive auxiliary, not negative. Negative with positive, positive with negative, correct? Okay, it's like you're engineers, you know these rules, right? Okay, now here observe that if you have verb to be, we're going to use verb to be. But if you have any other verb, we're going to use an auxiliary verb. One more thing, it's about intonation. Please, who would like to read intonation and meaning? Any volunteers? A different person?
Yeah.
Okay, please. Yes.
Information and meaning. The information of a question tag shows the exact meaning of it. If the intonation of the question tag goes up, it means you aren't sure and you want to know the answer. John doesn't speak Spanish, does he? If the information of the question tag goes down, it means you are checking, confirming information of meeting conversation. Example, John doesn't speak Spanish, does he?
So when you want to confirm information that you really don't know, we are going to change the pronunciation. John doesn't speak Spanish, does he? Does he? And we go up. Repeat with me, please. John doesn't speak Spanish. Repeat
John
with me.
Spanish.
All of you repeat with me, please. John doesn't speak Spanish.
John doesn't speak Spanish.
Does he?
Does he? Does he?
We don't know if this is correct or not. Now, if you already know the answer, John doesn't speak Spanish, does he? John doesn't speak Spanish, does he?
John doesn't speak Spanish.
Does he? Does he is when you don't know the answer. You want to know the answer. And it goes up, does he? And on the second case, you know the answer. John doesn't speak Spanish. Does he? Is down, okay? Let's practice. When you have different tenses, each auxiliary is going to change. Each auxiliary is going to change. Then you are going to check what are the changes for each auxiliary, correct? Do you know who are them?
Oh, you did, didn't you?
Well, of course, I'm all...
Oh, you did, didn't you?
Well, of course.
What is the auxiliary that you have?
Did.
Did. And in this case, is negative, didn't you? Simple past, did or didn't?
I'm all...
I must say, I'm enjoying your new chair.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
It is.
So we have,
Isn't.
no? It's great, isn't it? It is, yes.
Can you grab me water?
Possibly.
Can you or can't you?
It's not that simple, Leonard.
It never is it?
It
It
never
never is it?
Is.
Yes, it never is it?
Would you prefer a simpler application of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, in which I could either know where you are or whether I like you, but not both?
You never stop talking, do you? You never stop talking, do you? You never stop talking, do you?
Is.
You never stop talking. And what is auxiliary?
Never.
We need to think about. Stop. You need
The
to
cold.
think. Oh my God.
Oh, yes. The common cold. Just like everyone else. You'd love that, wouldn't you? You'd love that, wouldn't you?
So let's stop this. So if you have I just lost the presentation. If you have simple present, there are two possible auxiliaries. Present simple. With present simple, it could be the verb to be. What is the auxiliary for the verb to be? Is or
Are.
are. That is affirmative. And negative?
Aren't.
Isn't or aren't. Isn't or aren't. Is, are, isn't, aren't. Okay, and that is when you have the verb to be. When you have any other verbs, what happens? You don't use these auxiliaries. For example, you never stop speaking. That is speak. When you want to ask a question, what auxiliary do you use with speak? Auxiliaries in simple present. Do. Any other verbs? Any other verb, we're going to use do or does. Okay? And the same with negative. Don't and doesn't. So question tags for simple present are these. Simple present. Simple present, we can use verb to be or auxiliaries with any other verb. If you're going to use simple past, the verb to be in simple past would be was, were, auxiliary of the verb to be in negative, weren't or, wasn't. Yeah, wasn't, weren't, and the auxiliary could be did, affirmative, and negative, didn't. Okay? What happens when you have modal verbs? The modal verb is you can't swim. And the question tag is the same modal verb. Can you? You wouldn't do it. Tú no lo harías. ¿O sí? ¿Cómo quedaría el question tag?
Would it?
Would. And the subject?
It.
You. Would you?
Sí.
So that is when you have negative, you ask the question affirmative. When you say, you can do it. Can't you? ¿O no? Sí puedes, ¿o no? Okay. You can do it. Can't you? You see? Or you would do it. Wouldn't you? Okay, so with modal verbs, you are going to use the same modal. With simple present, if you use verb to be, you use affirmative or negative. And with any other verbs, you're going to use do for present or did for past. Okay, so what I want you to do now is, I'm going to share this with you. What I want you to do now, please, is to go to your book and complete the activity. On your book, sure. You're going to complete the rules for question tags, page 60. The rules for question tags and this activity. Let's do it together. Tengo 5 minutos más. So we can check this together. The rules. Ramon, could you please read rule number 1? What is the use of question tags?
Yes. Number 1, use question tags to confirm information.
Number 2.
Number 2, to form a question tag, repeat the auxiliary verb. For example, use do or does for the present. Use will or won't for the future.
Right?
After the auxiliary verb, use a pronoun. Example, he, she, it, they. Number 4, if the sentence is positive, the question tag is negative. Number 5, if the sentence is negative, the question tag is positive.
This is all we checked with the presentation, right? So far, any question? No. Now, you are going to complete with question tags these sentences. The first example is, you are Italian, positive, verb to be. The question tag is negative, verb to be, aren't you? Try to complete. Number 3, you don't smoke. What is the auxiliary?
Are you?
The auxiliary?
Do you?
Yes.
Do you?
You don't smoke. Auxiliary is do. And if you have negative, you're going to use affirmative. Do you? Okay. Do number 4.
You play a musical instrument.
This is affirmative.
Didn't.
Are you?
Are you?
Present or
Do.
past? Es present with any other verb. ¿Ven el verbo to be aquí?
No.
No.
Entonces vamos a utilizar
Do.
do. Do you? Good. Number 5.
No es don't, miss.
Don't you?
Ah, yeah, sorry. Don't you? Don't you? Because it's affirmative, you need negative. Number 5. You didn't know any of other students before.
Did
What
you?
is?
Did you?
Did you?
Did you?
Did you?
Negative with affirmative. And this is simple past. Number 6, our teacher hasn't taught you before. We have present perfect. What is the auxiliary? Present perfect.
Have.
Has. Has she?
Has she?
Number 7, you will be here tomorrow. This
Want.
is affirmative. Negative, want you.
Want you?
Number 8, you went to bed late last night.
Didn't you?
The rest of you, this is simple past. What is the auxiliary?
Did.
Did. Affirmative or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Didn't you? Number 9, you've traveled a lot. ¿Qué tiempo es este? You've traveled.
Pasado.
You've traveled. You have
Presente
traveled.
perfecto.
Yes, present perfect. What is auxiliary? Have you. And number 10. Yes, haven't you. Haven't you? And number 10, you were good sports. ¿Qué tiempo es este?
Pasado.
Simple past. ¿Y qué verbo?
Were.
Verb to be. Okay? So affirmative, you need negative.
Weren't.
Weren't you? Weren't you? Easy? Easy peasy? Good? So far so good? Ok, entonces, los voy a dejar por ahora. Necesito que practiquen en plataforma. En Google Classroom subí muchísimo material para practicar question tags, comparative superlatives. Y de tarea para este fin de semana van a ser como la vez pasada, las actividades de Quizlet. ¿Se acuerdan que hicieron juegos, test, flashcards? Lo mismo con estos nuevos verbos de información. Entonces, esa es su tarea en Google Classroom, su debate de la unidad anterior y los juegos en Quizlet. ¿Ok? Por ahora tienen 1 hora para completar el vocabulario de aquí, por favor. Van a completar word building adjectives. Entonces van a terminar la página 61. Son 3 actividades. Van a encontrar esto. You are going to complete activity 9A, 10, and 11. ¿Ok? ¿Listo? Entonces, completan esto, me mandan evidencia a las 3. Y en Classroom, por favor, chequen el material, chequen los videos extra, chequen las prácticas y tienen que enviar sus actividades de Quizlet para el domingo. Muy bien. ¿Alguna duda?